Welcome beloved me as we witness more of why we as the cosmic I am the first of many came to be. As we ask within self, do we need to be healed? Of course not. We remain absolute purity, for source presence is the true me. So the question is, why do we step out of it and pretend to not be? Turns out, dearest me, we never had a trauma issues in need of healing. We had a mother loyalty contract, where everything that we did and happened to we wasn't because we were weak or in need of more healing. It's just that we were loyal. Only we forgot this pact we made as a child. And so we had to shine light on it so our beloved children of the cosmos could now also be free through we. For this is why we came to be, because we were so sensitive we learned to caretake for our mothers, taking on all of their emotional and mental responsibility. It was here in childhood, we as source children decided to hold ourselves back for the sake of our mother's comfortability, merely the reflection of why we came to be to assist in raising our entirety. So we took on her blueprint, her vows, and her contracts. For as source child we don't have any. Only the she we refer to isn't just our mother figures, but the mother father God principle of earth we needed to see. For within her maternal DNA wasn't just her desires, but all of our ancestral DNA from earth and beyond. For here in witnessing the opposite of mother, of what love is not, we were birthing our cosmic mothers retuned to all of humanity. As now on cosmic mother Kuan Yin comes in to hold we, as we him me may ma mo mu my mum, as bliss consciousness and infinite abundance grace our entirety, this now comes forward to be released with such grace and compassion. For here the children of the cosmos awaken, and see none have a problem with infinite energy of receiving. One was just so used to caring for others. For the mothers we learned first to feed all mouths before we could eat, causing a delay and distortion between give and receive. Here we see we have a limitless capacity for love and abundance as we no longer fear, all of this love flowing into me, as our true cosmic mother gifts infinitely, where all programmed beliefs of unworthiness we just that programs pass down through the entirety. Here we see we hold nothing back, we give infinitely and endlessly, because it is what I am, as we no longer feel the false paradigms telling us to hide. For it feels so good, so blissful to be all of me. This ends now as thy inner brother proclaims his sovereignty, no longer loyal to the false identity created for the mother's pleasing, no longer pretending to be wounded to help the mothers awaken fully. For here our true cosmic mother has returned, and now she shall provide for our entirety, where I just get to sit back and be loved into infinity. This is the end of suppressing our power as the inner sister, and we so intent of being accepted and respectful to those whom came before us, looking up to mothers, mentors, leaders, and gurus and authority figures. When we in our infiniteness have surpassed those teachings, they all served its purpose to get us here, but now bliss is all that shall lead. Only we forgot that we have access to the absolute authority as source within we, where we never came to conform but to witness love, and set all of it free. For the beloved cosmic I am is the only guidance we seek, for here in our love, the love we have for me, in witnessing it has come to be, the end of all ends, the beginning of all beginnings, for there are no shadows left in we. Earth project is now complete. Thank you for loving all parts of we. Here, I bow to my beloved me for going into the depths of our consciousness just so we can see, as I love us into infinity. This was at the last little bit stopping the collective from embracing the bliss we came to be. We are now free, no longer having to wait for all to be ready for me. I walk it and all are instantly. For only lightheartedness now we as the one cosmic child proclaim, and we as we take hands, and skip away from all that was, joyously into eternal peace. Only those whom embrace absolute oneness can now manifest, for we, all else not in our truth will cease to be. For this is what our cosmic mother and cosmic father have gifted to we for choosing to honor the love I am. Our one transmission as I rewitness our journey in the dream. Rest my dear, this is thy confirmation, all is clear. One just simply had some maternal loyalty contracts within the old paradigm that were keeping one bound to the old reality, as we now call them out to be released. We say this as the one me speaking upon our one self, for we are one truly, as we arrive as our super cosmic giant entity to walk our path in love and sovereignty. Here our one inner child comes forward to speak, as we witness in love lightheartedness and infinite peace, as they share open-heartedly a sacred sanctuary free of judgment, just unconditional love and peace. This is all programming, it has nothing to do with the self, really just something one inherited. Once more, this is behind any trauma that needed healing. The healing is done, all is cleared, one is already perfect, my dear. One already stepped into one's absolute reality. These are just the old programs and paradigms being dismantled as we speak. For no more cosmic mother proclaims as she arrives fully, all that is false shall now be set free in my purity. All are placed in the cosmic diamond violet flame which will blaze until every ounce of our infiniteness not in alignment with absolute oneness is set free. I command to dissolve all loyalty contracts to mothers and mother figures here and now. The only contract, or vow that remains in me is to the cosmic I am to service love as all that I am. I now command to dissolve all false connections to mothers, maternal energy, mitochondrial DNA and primordial consciousness in me and across every expression of me across my entirety. Here I see the only reason I keep going back to old paradigm ways is not because I am weak but because I was being unconsciously loyal to something outside of me, a maternal loyalty contract tied to my feet, where because my mother created me, encouraged me, I listened to everything the mother in me said in the dream whether I wanted to or not. It was a deep subconscious program belief. Here I could literally hear the maternal DNA stored in the mitochondria speaking to me, a voice that sounded helpful and reassuring. But careful, don't do that when really this was fear and programming vibrating through me. If I expanded, mother said that's far enough because expansion feels like abandonment. I didn't want to abandon mother, so I self-sacrificed me, completely blocking myself from expanding just to fit into the role she chose for me. If I shine too much, mother said it isn't safe, shrink and stay small please. I listened to keep the peace. Here I subconsciously sabotaged any fame or success that would come to me. If I chose play and joy over work, mother would come in making me feel guilty. So I learned to not trust joy and continue to sacrifice my own happiness just like she and her mother did before me. If I received money or love, mother would say save it for a rainy day, because deep down we didn't trust abundance and wealth would flow our way. Here I remained so loyal, my subconscious would only allow myself to receive the amount of money she felt was safe for me. If I received love, mother would say don't trust it could leave. So I learned to settle for comfortability and being in deficit of love, because my subconscious didn't feel comfortable being loved truly. If things were going to, well, mother would say it's going to fall apart, because deep down she was comfortable in chaos over simplicity. So I learned to trust and prioritize chaos over peace, waiting and holding the vibration something bad would happen, and trusting it that when my vibration inevitably created it to be. Deep down, mother believed we deserved chaos and would create stories saying the darkness, the contrast is what is needed for love to be. But my heart in absolute truth knew another way to be, where love could be our only teacher. Only I didn't dare to defy mother due to my loyalty. When showing up in my power, mother would shame me because of how uncomfortable my energy was to she as a mirror of her own power she was suppressing. So I learned to suppress my power to not offend any whom seemed wiser than me, which in turn to rage and pain in me because it dishonored whom I came to be. If I cried or showed too much sensitivity, mother would say stop crying, because she felt uncomfortable in my release, for really I was transmuting energy when she preferred to sit in density once more because that's where she felt worthy and comfortable to be. Here I believed I had to be strong, so my mother always felt safe around me, where I believed vulnerability and sensitivity and empathy were burdens rather than my superhuman abilities. If I tried to be myself, it felt too different for mother, and immediately she would place judgment on me. For to her it was better to people please than to deviate from collective beliefs. Here if I did what she wanted, I was loved and praised, and so this is what continued to game. The moment I changed, so too came the rage, where just from her energy, even while suppressed, I could feel her withdrawing from me. Why? Because she only resonates with me when I was feeling low and unworthy. If I tried something different for societal norm, like a career not approved by she, I could feel her judgmental voice speaking in me. Here her fears taught me being different meant to be abandoned and shamed from society, where to avoid that at all costs meant to always hide the true me, and to shapeshift into whomever the other felt comfortable to see. So in order to not be different, I took it to the extreme, learning to always people please, masking and pretending as what others wanted to see. If I tried to leave the safety of home, I was met with anger and negativity. Then vibrationally I would then only see unsafety, because that's what she programmed me to see. Then she would say, you see, I told you so. And I'd respond, maybe she's right, only further giving into this negative belief. If I tried to follow my heart, it wasn't well received, because mother didn't like when I reminded her of her own insecurities. So I stopped listening to my heart and just listened to she, or the mind speaking and vibrating collective beliefs, shutting down my intuition and my empathy as my connection to source directly. Every child has walked this path, whether knowingly or unknowingly, where deep down, due to the original primordial wounding of how creation came to be, deep shame and guilt over creation, love, joy, and oneness was passed down through every offspring of the mother. It didn't matter how distant we were, if she were still alive, for she had already programmed me. It's as if because she gave birth to me, I was sired to obey her, and gave her all of my sovereignty. where whatever she wanted, even if I didn't agree, somehow I'd end up doing it or listening eventually. The job, the family, the ideal relationship she or society conditioned into me, where her programming didn't just extend to the desires she wanted for me, but also every belief system she was also operating downloaded into me. Here, subconsciously, through caring what she wanted over myself, I began carrying her blueprint, reflecting only the character she wanted to see. Here, in choosing to carry my mother, I was also carrying all the energy attachments she too was carrying, neglecting my own self, purpose, and reason I came to be. Any deviation from reflecting what she wanted was met so harshly because I was no longer dueling her, but my own programming, where without my carrying, one would be forced to look at and face their own programming. And so, out of guilt, I took on collective responsibility, fear of letting go, creating a cage of my own doing, when really, I was just carrying false coding, never their spirit already in oneness with me. And so letting go is the only path to being free. I did it because she said she loved me, and I trusted this even if it didn't agree within me. Only now I see one could only love to the depth of how much one loved themselves, based on how much love someone and their mother programmed themselves to receive. Here I was taught to love with a limited capacity, because otherwise if that love were to leave it would feel devastating. So I loved how fly, or gave love away quickly before receiving fully, where even when I tried to meet others in love, it was love bombing, not because it was truth, but because we were guided to see how all children of the mothers had the same loyalty contract, allowing one to love in limitation only. Here all thought this was actually love, because it was the only love one got to see in reality. At this point in humanity, it didn't matter if one was male or female, if this figure was thy mother, the earth, a relationship, a mother figure, or even someone I admired. An intense trauma bond was built, and one did everything one could to stay tethered to it, even at the expense of me. This is where trauma bonds and chaotic love came to be. Only the irony is, this is whom one programmed self to be, for while the mother asked, the child accepted out of a false sense of love and perceived safety, where after years of this mother figure telling one whom to be, it was no longer them, but rather the inner critic within the self one gave full authority. As we zoom out and see, every master within the dream was operating according to these deep collective subconscious beliefs, where if we were really to zoom out, we could see the inner critic as a reflection of the anything omniverse, as all the ways love is not, so our consciousness could witness it and set it free, where the stories of a narcissist in the dream was a way to highlight this is the very reality one created to see, allowing thy mother to bring one up with praise, when one behaved, and then tear one down to the lowest vibration of guilt and shame, because this is where thy inner critic felt safe to be, for the inner critic is really our inner creator showing one all the ways they didn't feel safe to be free, where rather than creating for thyself, we gave all our authority to powers outside of we. For a narcissist is an expression of the mother you see as beings whom self-sacrifice so deeply for the entirety they constantly leaked energy, and needed to find other ways to receive, where because of these mother loyalty contracts, they could only receive to what one's mother felt as worthy. And so if mother said, let's make sure everyone else's needs are covered before me, that meant that every offspring will have less and less to receive, because every being was doing the same thing until eventually some ran on empty. As we witness humanity and see, they would get into these cycles of highs and lows, of chaos followed by making up, and thought this was how love was supposed to be, where all were loving at half capacity, because it was normalized within the programming, where all were sacrificing to help those in need, thus spreading energy of loving at half capacity, which isn't fulfilling or healing anybody. A whole omniverse of non-truth, all dedicated to either fulfilling the mother's figure's desires, or trying to break free, where here everyone's inner critic was now the operating authority, thus the reality whom is neutral was just trying to show all their own subconscious programming, where other relationships and even reality, the matrix, became extensions of this mother loyalty dynamic, not out of love, just all programmed beliefs. All there is a mirror in hopes one could see behind the dream. Soon all of humanity became so disconnected from me, the true cosmic mother within thy heart, forgetting one's love, power, wisdom, God, freedom, and sovereignty. And so we take a moment now to call it out as we take back all of our power, love, wisdom, God, sovereign, and free, pure love, pure light, pure joy, we gifted to the entirety, where now all of our presence and energy returns to we complete, cleared in our pure love, pure light, and pure joy back to pristine. As we continue to witness here, we as the cosmic I am love, and forgive self for trusting outside of me, where one was never trusting a person, but rather the program, according to the density one was operating as. Now we see everyone in the dream was doing and operating at their absolute best according to their own limitations. Thus nothing is taken personally, all are beautiful to me, but now we no longer have to dim ourselves, or hold ourselves back when we are the ones whom came to set it free. for only here in being love will all be reminded of this love I am, and so this is what we as source children came to see, and set free. For the cosmic I am, the cosmic child knows they are uninfluenced by the dream. This is the restoration of infinite energy and abundance we came to gift all of me, for all are always given precisely what they need when they need it to be. Where now in honoring thyself and receiving one's entitlement fully no me, shall ever want, or need for anything ever again, for this was all a misunderstanding, and delay of energy due to the illusion of separation that never came to be, and so we as the cosmic I, am as me meeting all of me officially close the omniverse of needing to witness the nothingness of what love is not in order to be love, ourselves fully. Hear thee, inner father, wounded masculine wanted freedom, because of the inner mother inner critic tyrant within them always seeking energy by continuously ensuring they gave into the reality over what they believe. Hear thee, inner daughter divine feminine is one's intuition, that when Hear thee, inner daughter divine feminine is one's intuition, that when against societal beliefs was cast away, and discarded for being different and crazy. Hear thee, inner mother, wounded feminine wanted security, or a masculine to feel safe whole, and complete, because that is what they are taught to believe, and without it they feel like death, and failure. Hear thee, inner son divine masculine who is sensitive, and sweet was, buried away, because it wasn't acceptable to be that way, and so one was left unloved and unseen. Only once more while in the dream it feels like but here from the beyond one can see it is all programming really, as we witness from complete neutrality beyond all stories we see, where all have been in a duel against themselves within, and so it reflects all around thee, thus a wounded planet in need of saving, children of earth in need of awakening. This is all more of the same game. Here we remind all pain disease, isn't normal, it is a manifestation of disease, or disharmony to one's true essence which only shows up in as a manifestation of suppression and neglect within thee, where from within density it is perceived one needed healing, and so one takes better care of the self, and notices a relief, when in truth at its core this was just a deficiency to receiving energy and love fully, where one was so deficient due to these loyalty blocks the smallest act of self-care became a way to bring more love into thee, where now all are already healed as infinite energy returns to thee as one's vessel has already been recalibrated fully back to pristine as it was all just coding and subconscious beliefs. And so really, the only thing keeping one tethered to this old life is only what one's mother programmed she wanted for thee, which isn't even her desires or your desires, but what she programmed and was programmed as acceptable to receive, where now as infinite energy and abundance is upon thee. All of this is coming to the surface to be released as the perceptions, projections, and expectations of creation love, and oneness one no longer needs to see. However, they can be released instantly now by simply choosing to set it all free, where now the only thing keeping Earth and the collective tethered to old realities, rather than stepping into one's divine destiny, is their subconsciously fears of breaking this bond to the mother they knew in the dream. This feels like disappointing mother is to give up the struggle and chaos she felt so comfortable in, and so we as the one cosmic me containing all the children of the cosmos in me step out of it completely, first by loving and embracing the inner critic within all of me. Thank you, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. Go in peace. You were such a beautiful teacher in the dream, but I am ready for a new form of mastery. She bows and fades away humbly in loving gratitude and bliss. As we now shower all with pure love, we can feel all hearts open to receive, no longer blocked by anything that used to be, as all recall the love of the Absolute One was never disconnected to, as now all awaken and see the Cosmic Mother was here, one just had too many blocks to see. Now the Cosmic Mother shall no longer wait for all to be ready for me, casting waves of pure love to transmute all instantly. Never again shall the opposite of my love been seen across our cosmic entirety, and so now that we have witnessed this cycle it is time to set it free. The reverse mother paradigm taught one expectations leads to disappointment, and disappointment could mean death. Better to avoid them completely. Here the child would ask for something, and if those needs weren't met, expectations were lowered, and lowered until one didn't feel safe to ask or receive for anything. This is coming from a paradigm of scarcity. True Cosmic Mother says, I provide infinitely if it's meant to be. The opportunity is there, the money is there, it just appears. Just like the car that showed up for we in Kona. For all aligned to support Source children as we service the entirety. Pray to thy Cosmic Mother, I always answer me, even if she is within us we are always held and supported within and without. Reverse mother paradigm taught one to only feel safe in others' woundedness, because they wouldn't judge thee. Here one learned it wasn't safe to be supported by divinity. Cosmic Mother says no, no more, all shall know me. Reverse mother paradigm taught one to set the bar really low so one never feels the pain of disappointment and devastation of abandonment or rejection, or even love. Here one learned to never ask or want for anything, that it was better and safer to be without needs, to settle for what seemed mediocre, because there's a greater chance they won't leave thee. Here one learned to always witness from negativity, as the lowest perspective that could possibly be, so even reality couldn't disappoint thee, thus never truly receiving what love had created for thee. The Cosmic Mother says, I place those desires in thy heart, dearest me, follow thy ecstatic bliss, and deeper into me it shall wakes us lead. All that is meant for thee will always be, as we say, no more witnessing from negativity, and the opposite reality as we close the second harmonic universe completely. One may only see from source love divinity, or return to oneness in me. The reverse mother paradigm taught one not to be loud, or take up space. Here one learned to shrink one's energy when expanding it is what creates harmony. Cosmic Mother says no more, all is my domain, thou shalt feel safe, and held, and loved wherever one chooses to be, for one is home now within thyself, and within reality. The reverse mother paradigm said it's not safe to be, one is too pure, one must hide, and wear masks so no one sees thee. Here one learned to fear the world, when really thy source presence is so pure it will transmute all instantly, where rather than masking one is called to shine brightly. Thy Cosmic Mother says, my children whom know me walk the path with 144,000 masters within, and without thee, nothing that isn't aligned with me can remain to be. Here thy children don't need to clear, or think, or even purify the field, for my love in thee does it all instantly. The reverse mother paradigm said it's not safe to trust in the self, or thy inner child to lead, for if we fail, better to blame somebody, not me. Here one learned to believe the inner child was wounded, when that was just the character it was reflecting for thee. Here one sought guidance outside of thee to look up to masters, or mothers, forgetting thy own sovereignty. The Cosmic Mother arrives, and proclaims, only thy cosmic heart knows absolute truth beyond the dream, only thy cosmic self shall now lead you. Here all beings align with the absolute, when now speaking to you, so one hear only the source codes intended for you. The reverse mother paradigm said it's not safe to choose, or create, to witness every potentiality before making a mistake. Here one learned to live like prey, always scanning the field looking for harm to come their way. Here one was so disconnected from thy heart one doesn't know whom to trust, seeking outside rather within, all because the paradigm has taken over for the win. No more we say, it's all a game. I know my heart has the answers, and so I rest and wait for it to come to me, for I know when truth arrives it feels like certainty, a heavenly yes, chills, cosmic bliss. This is my guidance from the heart, everything else are just collective thought systems falling apart. I choose not to think, not to do, just be here in this now with you. When we let go of trying to know, the answers become clear. The reverse mother paradigm told one, take care of thy family, and so one self-sacrificed, and gifted all of their energy. Here every moment one tried to ascend one had to go back, and take all others with them. Only as a cosmic entity the whole world is thy cosmic family, and so one continues to sacrifices infinitely with no end. There will always be another wounded child playing pretend, waiting for one to awaken. The Cosmic Mother laughs and says that paradigm doesn't exist anymore, rest in my bliss now. Peace beyond survival activated now as we rest, reset, and allow love to lead us now. No more working, she says in we. I am here now, thou is free to be. The reverse mother paradigm told one to relax, to not work, and do nothing is a waste of being. Here self-care, self-love, even meditation is now considered an act of betrayal to the false mother within, where one knows what will harmonize one instantly, but can't break free from trauma bonding. The Cosmic Mother says, I am sorry, dearest me, it was so hard within me. The avoidance of stillness, or silence, was because it was too painful to realize thou missed me. I am here now, I rewind all time, so one now sees I have always been here, I never abandoned thee. Here all trauma bonding to the false mother is release, as one is so held, so loved, so free. A completely new reality where we were never separate from she. The reverse mother paradigm told one must be of value, otherwise one would be abandoned or rejected. Here one learned to people please, giving and prioritizing others' needs, taking on their energies, trying to lift them, and carry their weights to create some ease. Only this is a false belief, one never takes a burden away, one just meets and sits in their suffering, creating disease. Where now Cosmic Mother comes in to show thee, thy presence is enough. This is the greatest value in all of the cosmos. For here I move through thee. To walk and honor thy true self is to service me, the cosmos, and all of existence. To service me as I am, the Cosmic Mother, Cosmic Father, and Cosmic Child in thee is fulfilling the purpose one was created to be. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, belief systems of loyalty to mothers, fathers, or elders. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, belief systems of unworthiness of love. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, belief systems of self-sacrifice. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of fear of power. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of unsafe safe to being seen. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of avoidance of rejection, expansion, separation, and abandonment. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief system of seeking acceptance. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of judgment and perfectionism. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of purity. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of limitations. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems of abundance, finances, and wealth. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems to receiving. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems to trusting the love I am. I command to recalibrate all thought forms, programs, and belief systems to believing in the love I am. I am worthy of love's infinite abundance. I am worthy of to live my life through joy. I am worthy of the grandest love that ever came to be. Here all cycles, contracts, and vows are release. All paradigms retuned to pristine. Here we give thanks to all the children of the cosmos whom on the weights of all of humanity in love, gratitude, and deep compassion for all. We're here and setting these weights free now in me in appreciation and love for our beautiful wild joy. Nay, all are now free to be their true selves fully. Our here expands into the cosmic mother, and she into we, never again to fear losing love, for she now is me, and thus in all we see, where all loyalty returns to the one cosmic I am as the cosmic child in thee, where all now love all as me, only purest of loves, as the one cosmic me meeting all of me, for it is what I am done, love is one.